Hello everyone, welcome to Indian National Junior Science Olympiad 2014 Physics Solutions. Particles P and Q are undergoing uniform horizontal circular motion along concentric circles of different radii in clockwise sense. P completes each round in 2 minutes while Q does it in 5 minutes. Time required by Q to make one revolution around P is: time taken by P to complete one cycle is 2 minutes. Angular velocity of P, omega P equal to 2 pi by T, that is pi radian per minute. Time taken by Q to complete one cycle is 5 minutes. So angular velocity of Q is omega Q equal to 2 pi by TQ, which comes out to be 0.4 pi radian per minute. Relative angular velocity omega equal to omega P minus omega Q, that is pi minus 0.4 pi, that is 0.6 pi radian per minute. Time taken by Q to make one revolution around P is T equal to 2 pi by omega, which comes out to be 10 by 3 minutes. Which of the following observations recorded are having 4 and only 4 significant figures? 134.400. There are 6 significant figures here because the trailing zeros in a number with a decimal point are counted. 7680, there are 3 significant figures here. Trailing zeros in a number without decimal point are not counted. 0.0849, there are 3 significant figures here because zeros after the decimal point are not counted if the number is less than 1. 2.000, there are 4 significant figures here because the trailing zeros in a number with a decimal point are counted. A truck and a car moving with the same kinetic energy are brought to rest by application of brakes which provide equal total retarding force for both. The truck has 8 tires and weighs 4 times more than the car, which has 4 tires. What can you say about the distance in which the two vehicles will stop? Mass of the truck is 4 times mass of the car. Kinetic energy of the truck is equal to kinetic energy of the car. Retarding force on the truck is equal to retarding force on the car. Applying work energy theorem, W net equal to delta K, W truck equal to delta K truck, that is F truck into S truck equal to K minus 0, that is equal to K. W car equal to delta K car, that is F car into S car equal to K minus 0, that is also equal to K. So from the above expressions we can see that S truck equal to S car. Find the number of quanta of radiation of frequency 7.55 into 10 power 15 second inverse that must be absorbed in order to melt 6 grams of ice. The approximate energy required to melt 1 gram of ice is 333 joule and Planck's constant H equal to 6.62 into 10 power minus 34 joule second. Energy of each quantum of radiation E equal to h nu, that is 6.62 into 10 power minus 34 into 7.55 into 10 power 15, which comes out to be 50 into 10 power minus 19 joule. Energy required to melt 6 grams of ice is 6 into 333, that is 1998 joule. So the number of quanta required is total energy required by energy of each quantum, that comes out to be 3.99 into 10 power 20. In certain system of units, force F, velocity V and time T are fundamental quantities and K is used for temperature. Dimensions of specific latent heat in this system are: dimensional formula of force mLt power minus 2, dimensional formula of velocity Lt power minus 1, dimensional formula of time is capital T, dimensional formula of temperature is K. The specific latent heat can be expressed as L equal to F power A, V power B, T power C, theta power 4. Dimensional formula of specific latent heat is L square T power minus 2. By comparing both the equations, we see the correct answer is option A. For several days, the temperature at the bottom of a pond is 4 degrees centigrade and the air temperature just above the top surface of the pond is minus 1 degree centigrade. Depth of the pond is L. The thermal conductivity of ice is 3 times that of water. Thickness of frozen layer of ice formed must be. Given the temperatures at the bottom of the pond is 4 degrees centigrade and air is minus 1 degree centigrade that remain constant for several days. Steady state heat transfer is taking place. So dq by dt ice equal to dq by dt water. So Ka into delta theta by L is equal in both cases, which gives us y equal to 3L by 7. A satellite is launched in a circular orbit of radius r. Another satellite is also launched into an orbit of radius 1.1 r. The period of the second satellite is larger than the first one by approximately. Radius of the orbit of the first satellite is r and radius of the orbit of the second satellite is 1.1 r. Applying Kepler's third law, t square is proportional to r cube and taking the ratio, we have t1 by t2 whole square equal to r1 by r2 whole cube, from which we get the relation between t1 and t2 as t2 equal to 1.15 t1. So the percentage change in time period t2 minus t1 by t1 into 100 comes out to be 15%. Three different circuits 1, 2 and 3 are constructed using identical batteries and resistors of R and 2R ohm. What can be said about the current I in the arm AB of each circuit? All the above three circuits can be reduced to the following circuit. So in each circuit the resistance between A and B is R. So the current in the arm AB in each circuit is same. So the correct option is 4. On a summer day, one feels very uncomfortable sitting in a room without an air conditioner. A bucket of water is kept in the middle of the room for a long time. Room is thermally insulated from the outside environment. Which of the following statements is correct? If one puts his hand in the water, she or he feels water in the bucket to be cooler because the water is at a lower temperature than the surroundings. The quantity of water in the bucket will not change with the time. If ice is brought into the room, the ice begins to melt and the room temperature begins to fall. The room temperature and the temperature of water in the bucket will be falling jointly. Two persons enter the room. Person M is medically normal, but person N has a fever with a body temperature of 104 degree Fahrenheit. M claims that the water kept in the bucket is warm, but N claims that the water is cool. Then the water temperature can be 39 degrees centigrade. Given boiling point of water at normal pressure is 100 degrees centigrade or 212 degree Fahrenheit, and the freezing point of water at normal pressure is 0 degrees centigrade or 32 degree Fahrenheit. Since the bucket is kept in the room for long time, it attains thermal equilibrium with the room. So both water and the room are at the same temperature. Now coming to statement 1. If one puts her hand in the water, he feels water in the bucket to be at the same level of hotness as that of the surroundings. Statement 2. The quantity of water in the bucket decreases with the time due to evaporation. Statement 3. If ice is brought into the room, the ice begins to melt and the room temperature begins to fall. The room temperature and the temperature of water in the bucket will fall jointly. Two persons entering the room. Person M is medically normal. Person N has a fever with body temperature 104 degree Fahrenheit. M claims that the water in the bucket is warm, but N claims that the water is cool. Then the water temperature can be 39 degrees. Normal human body temperature is 98.4 degree Fahrenheit, that is 37 degrees centigrade. Body temperature of the person with fever is 104 degree Fahrenheit, that is 40 degrees centigrade. So, if M reports that the water is warm and N reports that the water is cold, then the water temperature can be 39 degrees. It's a correct statement. An optical system whose cross section is as shown below is constructed from two different glass isosceles wedges, each with 30, 75, 75 cross section. The refractive indices of the two glasses are mu1 equal to root 3 and mu2 equal to root 2 respectively. A light beam is incident at an angle 60 degrees on face AB. The angle of emergence from face CD is. Applying Snell's law for the face AB, n1 sin theta 1 equal to n2 sin theta 2, 1 into sin 60 equal to root 3 sin r, from where we get r equal to 30 degree. Relation between refracting angle and angles of refraction, A equal to r1 plus r2, from where we get r2 equal to 0. From the diagram, angle of incidence on CD is 30 degree. Snell's law for the face CD, n1 sin theta 1 equal to n2 sin theta 2 again, root 2 sin 30 equal to 1 into sin E, from where we get angle of emergence E equal to sin inverse 1 by root 2, that is 45 degree. Of the four figures given below, x0 is known value of the outcome in an experiment. Which of the following data plot a precise but not a accurate measurement? Accuracy is determined by how close is the measured value to the true value. Precision is determined by how consistent a series of values are with each other. So graph A is neither precise nor accurate. Graph B is accurate but not precise. Graph C is precise but not accurate. Graph D is accurate as well as precise. For a normal unaided eye, the least converging power of the eye lens behind the cornea is 20D, and the cornea itself has some converging power. The distance between the retina and cornea eye lens can be approximately 5 by 3 cm. Converging power of the cornea is given by converging power of the eye lens P1 equal to 20D. Focal length of the eye lens F lens equal to 100 by 20, that is 50 cm. Distance between the retina and the cornea is 5 by 3 cm. Resultant focal length of the two lenses in contact 1 by capital F equal to 1 by f1 plus 1 by f2. From there we get focal length of the cornea to be 2.5 cm. So the focal power of the cornea PC equal to 100 by FC, which is 40D. In the following circuit, the ammeter is ideal and reads 0. The value of resistance R is. Applying loop theorem for both the loops, let I1 and I2 be the currents in the loops. For the loop 1, minus 5000 I1 minus R times I1 minus I2 plus 12 equal to 0. For loop 2, minus 2 minus R times I2 minus I1 equal to 0. It is given that ammeter reading is 0, so I2 is 0. Solving the two equations, we get I1 equal to 1 by 500 ampere. So the resistance I1 R equal to 2. From there we get R equal to 1000 ohm. A child drinks a liquid of density rho through a vertical straw. Atmospheric pressure is P0 and the child is capable of lowering the pressure at the top of the straw by 10%. The acceleration of the free fall is g. What is the maximum length of the straw that would enable the child to drink the liquid? Pressure at the bottom end of the straw is P0. Pressure at the top end of the straw is 0.9 P0. So the pressure difference between the ends is P0 minus 0.9 P0, that is 0.1 P0. Pressure difference in the liquid column delta P equal to rho GH, from which we get H equal to P0 by 10 rho G. A ball falls from rest through air and eventually reaches a constant velocity. For this fall, force X and Y vary with time as shown. Which of the following should be the force X and force Y? Air resistance is proportional to speed, so the air resistance increases till the velocity reaches a constant value. Resultant force on the ball F equal to gravitational force minus viscous force. As the air resistance increases, the resultant force decreases. So, A is the correct option. A person is riding a bicycle in vertical position, accelerating forward without slipping on a straight horizontal road. What is the direction of the total force exerted by the road on the rear and front wheels? Free body diagram of the front wheel is as shown in second diagram. From the diagram, N and F are the forces exerted by the road on the wheel. So their resultant is as shown by the vector P. Free body diagram of the rear wheel is as shown in third diagram. From the diagram, N and F are forces exerted by the road on the wheel, so their resultant is as shown by the vector Q. Bulbs of rating 60 watt 220 volt and 250 watt 220 volt are connected in series and their combination is connected to 440 volt supply. Which bulb will fuse? Resistance of the first bulb R1 equal to V square by P, that is 2420 by 3 ohm. Resistance of the second bulb R2 equal to V square by P, that is 968 by 5 ohm. Maximum current through the first bulb I1 equal to P by V, that is 3 by 11 ampere, which comes out to be 0.27 ampere. Maximum current through the second bulb I2 equal to P by V, that is 250 by 220, that comes out to be 1.14 ampere. So the current through the circuit I equal to V by R, that is 440 by 2420 by 3 plus 968 by 5, which happens to be 0.44 ampere. So you can see the current through the circuit is more than the maximum current that is allowed in the 60 watt bulb. So it will fuse out. An overhead crane is being erected to construct a multi-storied building. The horizontal arm of the crane has a linear mass density of 100 kg per meter and is 50 meter in length. Its short arm on the opposite side of the support is 5 meter long. A pulley block on the long arm which can be moved along the arm weighs 500 kg. Ignoring the mass of the vertical frame will twist and break if there is an excess imbalance of more than 10%. What is the minimum counterbalance required on the shorter arm which is to be installed on the permanent basis? Anti-clockwise torque by shorter arm tau 2 equal to mg into 5 plus 5 into 100g into 2.5, that is 5m plus 1250 into g Newton meter. Here the first term is the mass to be attached and the second term is the own weight of the shorter arm which acts from the midpoint, that is 2.5 meter. Clockwise torque by longer arm tau 1 equal to 500g into 50 plus 500 into 100 into g into 25, that is equal to 1,50,000 g Newton meter. Here also the first term is the torque provided by the weight hanging and the second term is the torque provided by the own weight of the longer arm. Maximum allowed imbalance is 10%. So tau 2 minus tau 1 by tau 1 into 100 equal to 10, from which we get tau 2 equal to 0.9 tau 1. So by substituting the values, we have m equal to 26750 kg. C bar is the resultant of A bar and B bar. Their respective magnitudes are C, A and B. Select the correct statement. Given C bar equal to A bar plus B bar, writing the magnitude C equal to root of A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. Since C equal to A plus B, where A bar and B bar are parallel to each other, C can be smaller than A and B when A bar and B bar are opposite to each other. C can be greater than A and B when the angle between them is acute angle. So the correct option is A. A smooth flat horizontal turntable 4 meter in diameter is rotating at 0.05 revolutions per second. A student at the center of the turntable and rotating with it places a smooth flat puck on the turntable 0.5 meter from the edge. Which of the following figures describes the motion of the puck as seen by the stationary observer who is standing at the side of the turntable and above the turntable? Radius of the turntable is 2 meter. Speed of the turntable omega equal to 0.05 rps, that is 0.1 pi radian per second. As the puck is smooth, there is no friction between the puck and the table, so there is no force on the puck that acts as centripetal force to take it into circular path. So the puck flies away in tangential path. So the correct option is B. A particle is moving on the real line and its position is observed at 4 different time stamps. At t equal to 0, the particle is at x equal to 0. At t equal to 20 second, we have x equal to 40. At t equal to 40 second, x equal to 60. And at t equal to 60 second, we have x equal to 90. Show that at some point of time between 0 and 60 seconds, the acceleration of the particle was 0. Average velocity between 0 to 20 seconds, v1 equal to 40 minus 0 by 20 minus 0, that is 2 meter per second. Average velocity between 20 to 40 seconds is 1 meter per second. Average velocity between 40 to 60 seconds is 1.5 meter per second. Maximum velocity in the first interval is v1 max equal to 2 meter per second. Minimum velocity in the second interval is 1 meter per second. Maximum velocity in the third interval is 1.5 meter per second. Acceleration is negative from first to second interval and positive from second to third interval. So it should be 0 in between. Comet ISON, which several astronomy enthusiasts had hoped would be the comet of the century, recently disappointed sky observers by breaking apart before reaching its peak brightness, rendering it too dim to be visible by the naked eye. In this problem, we will consider a simplistic model to try and model the breakup of the comet. The breakup of the comet was attributed to the strong effect of tidal forces acting on the comet due to sun. These are the same tidal forces that lead to the commonly observed effect of tides on the earth. Tidal forces are nothing but a result of difference of the gravitational attraction at the two ends of the object. ISON is made up of two identical spheres M1 and M2 attached to each other. As seen from the Sun, one sphere is exactly behind the other sphere. Let the total mass be m and the distance between the centers of the two spheres be small r. Let the distance of the closest approach of the comet from the Sun when it broke to be capital R. Distance of closest approach means the distance between the comet and the Sun is smallest. What is the mutual gravitational force by the two spheres on each other? Mutual gravitational force F equal to G times m1 m2 by r square, that is gm square by 4r square. What gravitational force of Sun on the closer sphere? Gravitational force between Sun and the closer sphere Fg equal to G times capital M small m by 2 into capital R minus small r by 2 whole square. You see the diagram for clarity. By comparing the difference in forces on each of the two halves with respect to mutual force between the two halves, give a relation that governs the breakup of the comet. Gravitational force between Sun and farther sphere is Fg dash equal to G times capital M small m by 2 into R plus R by 2 whole square. Pradeep lives in an apartment on 4th floor of a 6-story building in Mumbai. It has an overhead tank which is just above the 6th floor. It is kept always full by an automatic pump. He loves to have bath in hot water at 35 degrees centigrade even in summer when the outside temperature is 30 degrees centigrade. He uses a 3000 watt instant water heater for his shower. The hot and cold water taps in his bathroom are similar and each can only be the on or off state. In the summer, he has to open a cold water tap allowing equal volume of cold water to be mixed with the output of the heater. As he believes in water conservation theory of Hugo Chavez, former president of Venezuela, he completes his shower exactly in 3.5 minutes. Estimate the temperature of water flowing out of the heater. What is the rate of flow of water into the water heater fitted on the fourth floor of the building? How much water does Pradeep use for every shower? In winter, the outside temperature is 25 degrees centigrade, keeping the water flow rate into the heater the same as in summer. To what extent he should open the cold water tap to get the same temperature shower as in summer? Vinayak lives on the second floor of the same building. Both Vinayak and Pradeep have identical taps and heaters. Assuming all other physical conditions are identical, if Vinayak maintains the tap open or closed through the year, following the same pattern as Pradeep, then what are the temperatures of water Vinayak receives in summer and winter? Equal amount of cold and hot water are mixed. Applying principle of calorimetry, M hot S hot delta T hot equal to M cold S cold delta T cold, from where we get T equal to 40 degrees centigrade. Rate of flow of water into the heater from the tank, that is power of the heater P equal to Q by T, from which we get P equal to ms delta theta by T. From there M by T equal to P by S delta theta. By substituting the values, we have M by T equal to 1 by 14 kg per second or liter per second. Water used by Pradeep in each shower: hot water plus equal volume of cold water. So V equal to 2 times 1 by 14 into 3.5 into 60, that comes out to be 30 liter. Temperature of water coming out of the heater: P equal to Q by T, ms delta theta by T. From there Pt equal to ms delta theta. So 3000 into 1 equal to 1 by 14 into 4200 into T minus 25, which gives us the temperature to be 35 degrees centigrade. So he need not open the cold water tap. Pressure difference is doubled from 4th floor to 2nd floor. The volume rate of flow of water is doubled due to this. Temperature of water coming out of the heater in winter is 3000 into 1 equal to 2 by 14 into 4200 into T minus 25, which comes out to be 30 degrees centigrade. So the final temperature of water is 30 degrees centigrade, as cold water tap is closed in winter. Temperature of water coming out of the heater in summer is 35 degrees centigrade. So the final temperature of water in summer, applying principle of calorimetry, we have T equal to 32.5 degrees centigrade.